My husband, 40M, wants our nanny, 18F, to move in with us to help with the kids, and I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with that. He doesn't seem to care. My husband, 40M, and I, 32F, have been married for 8 years and have 4 wonderful children, a boy, 7, 2 twin girls, 3, and a baby boy, 1. We have a nanny, 18F, Emma, who comes to help out with the kids and around the house. She's been working for us since the twins were born. My husband works from home due to COVID, and because of this he has began working odd hours, before 9, after 5, and when he works in the morning or at night during very busy times in the house, bedtime, bath time, breakfast, when I'm nursing the baby. Sometimes the kids come into his office and disrupt him. He thought it would be a good idea for Emma to come live with us in the guest bedroom so she could be available more. He spoke to her and she agreed, since she has been looking to leave her parents' house. They are very high risk, and she feels like she's increasing their potential exposure to the virus since she's the only one in the house who leaves. They also already discussed a new weekly salary for her. First of all, I don't know how I feel about this situation. I'm not comfortable with the fact that they discussed this and planned it out without telling me, even figuring out a new salary. I think that is something that my husband and I should have discussed together before we talked to Emma. I'm also not sure if I'm completely comfortable with this. My husband often walks around shirtless after showers or waking up. He'll often go into the kitchen in just his boxers late at night. The guest room is right down the hall from the master bedroom, so when the house is very quiet you can hear conversations we're having in there. I feel as though there will be no privacy anymore, which is not something I'm okay with. I brought these concerns up to my husband, and he said I'm being irrational and selfish. He said that I clearly need the help, since the kids are interrupting his work. I suggested getting a separate nanny for nighttime, but he said he's not willing to bring any extra people into the house because of the pandemic. He said that him and Emma already agreed to this plan, and since it's his work that's being interrupted, and he's the one paying her, he should have a final say in this. Apparently she's ready to start staying here overnight as soon as tomorrow. I asked him if we could hold off for a few days and he said no. I feel so disheartened by this entire situation and don't know what I should do. I'd appreciate any advice. Thank you all. What kind of disrespect has he been laying out these past 8 years? I've had friends that had live-in nannies, or au pair as they are called. However, both parents agreed on it. The nanny wore a casual type uniform, t-shirt and pants, or just business casual. The hours were discussed and agreed on. She had days off and breaks built in, etc. If she did extra duties like cooking and cleaning, she was also compensated accordingly. I think the issue here is that you are not on the same page. You expressed your concern and your husband doesn't care. He also left you out of the discussion completely. He has all the power and control and he likes it that way. Marriage is a partnership, not a dictatorship. This is concerning. Live-in nannies aren't weird, but his actions are. You were not much older than her when you met your husband. I agree with another comment that you would prefer someone with more experience with helping the kids with their development. Maybe someone with an early education degree. So your opinion means nothing in your own home? I had a live-in nanny. We discussed it at length. Pros and cons. She moved in. It took some adjusting. It was an okay arrangement. We asked her to leave a year later after she hit on my husband. Had 2 nannies after that did not move in. Went much more smoothly. They dealt with me and hubby, didn't drive them anywhere. No mistaking role in the home. No more attempted coups, lol. I, 26F, feel like I should warn my brothers, 49M, new girlfriend, 46F, who has underage kids, that he sexually abused me at 15 to 17. Update, he suddenly messaged me after a month or 2 of silence saying that they've broken up. It feels a bit like a reprieve for the trauma side of things, and at least now I have time to figure out my plan of action properly. Thank you to all those who have contributed. My parents are wondering what happened between the two, and it's so difficult to remain silent even though I made that choice long ago. My brother has recently settled down in a different region with a new girlfriend who has underage kids. I have been dealing with PTSD from him grooming and sexually abusing me when I was 15 to 17. I have only told professionals, my best friend, and my partner. None of the family knows. They're all in their 90s and I feel enough grief as it is without complicating things because of knowing that I will be under 30 with no parents and barely any other family to speak of. I was adopted by my parents when I was 4 and so have known him as my adult brother for as long as I can remember. I'm not sure if I will ever stop grieving the brother I should have had in him, and there's still a part of me that wants to make happy families because of all this. He's never acknowledged it since it stopped and seems content to pretend it never happened. But I know that since I know he's done it once, he's likely to do it again. I feel like I should speak up for the sake of the children. Maybe there's a way to do it anonymously in Australia. I feel so stuck wondering if I should or not, even though my rational side says of course. Please help. Edit, he was 38 and I was 15. Any encouragement or commiseration helps. Do you feel safe telling her? Do you have someone you can strategize with? Even if you don't have a therapist, a hotline for survivors of incest and sexual abuse can help you work through the possible ramifications and find out if there is a way to do this anonymously. If he hurts anyone else, that is not your fault and is not something you could have prevented, whether or not you tell. You are very brave for seeking advice and thinking of the kids. If you can do it safely, it would be a good thing to do. But your safety comes first. If you need someone to strategize with, I'm a rape crisis counselor. Yeah, I think it's best if you pass this information on to her. What she does with it is her business, but telling her once is a good idea. This is something I've always worried about as well. My brother molested me as a child and I've heard stories about his behavior towards women as an adult that really don't bode well. I feel if I were in your situation then I would tell her, and she should really know who she is in a relationship with, especially with vulnerable kids in the picture. Just be prepared for the fallout, as this could even backfire on you. It's likely that it will spread throughout your family, including the 90-year-olds you have been shielding. He may also reach out in anger to blame you, so have a plan for that and how you'll cope with that. Could approach him first or simultaneously as his GF if you have a relationship like that. But I don't think I personally would go this route. There is also the chance that she will completely reject what you say. What will you regret more in the future? That's your answer. If you do tell her, be careful in your approach and make sure you are supported in your decision. Good luck. I'm sorry that you've been through this and I'm glad you have people who understand UX. You being safe should be top priority. Discuss this with your therapist. This is way beyond the scope of an advice sub. A therapist will be able to go through all of your options. You should tell her. However, be prepared for the fallout, as this is your word against his. I confronted my ex's new boyfriend and told him that she has been cheating on him with me. My ex broke up with me 3 months ago. We agreed on being friends with benefits until we move on and started seeing new people. During the last 3 months we kept living together but on separate beds. First 2 months were hard for me because even though we broke up I never stopped loving her. The decision of breaking up came from her because she told me she lost all feelings for me. After the 3rd month everything changed. She started acting more clingy towards me and gave me hopes of coming back with me, until I grabbed her phone one day because she was on the bathroom and someone was calling her. I saw the caller ID said honey. I confronted her, asked if she was seeing someone. That's where she told me she started dating someone just 2 weeks after we broke up. So I managed to get in contact with her new boyfriend and told him that she was using me and most likely him as well, since she hid the relationship for so long and she didn't want me to tell him because she says she is in love with him but wants me to be with her at the same time. After I confessed her new boyfriend what happened, he also confessed to me that she had cheated on me with him regularly for over a year now. I felt even more heartbroken at that moment. I plan on moving out and he says he will break up with her. Did I do the right thing by telling him? Sparkles, sparkles, heart, cheaters belong together, heart, sparkles, sparkles. You did the right thing. Drop this lying cheater from your life. Block her and move on. Her hating you won't be an issue when you never have to interact with her again. She'll just be a bad memory. He clearly already knew about her cheating if he did it himself. There is you to deal with now. Since he already knew he was the other man for the past year, your actions meant nothing. Most likely he was never in love with your girlfriend to begin with. He'll move on. He also confessed to me that she had cheated on me with him regularly for over a year. Note, he was content with being the side piece and never alerted you. The only person who got hurt was you because you never knew she'd been cheating all along. Remember the old adage, if they'll cheat with you they'll cheat on you. Best wishes. Thanks a lot. He apparently broke up with her today. Yep, you did the right thing. You don't need to be keeping her secrets for her.